doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you
Rocking
mad?
and rolling. Gueringer, owner of Chiefy Tribe, is back in the building. How you doing today, bro?
What up, though? How you doing, L?
Doing very good, man. We were just doing a video shoot. You hooked us up with a spot to shoot at. We saw some of the shoot selection there. You guys do really great work. And from the last design to the new design, I see that you guys have really just thought of a totally new concept, which I admire right now. You're wearing these. This is your latest editions.
These will be on the 12th, January 12th. We start pre-orders for these.
Damn. Can you tell us who those are for, man?
So we got a pair for I don't know if I.
You can't say it yet, man?
No, but shout out to Vito.
Okay, for sure.
Shout out to Vito. Shout out to Front Page.
For
Vito
sure.
Front Page. They exclusively got a pair. Shout out to my homegirl Tia from Houston. She out in LA, Rock Nation, all that.
No.
So
last time you were on here, man, we were just showcasing the brand. A lot of people were really digging it, and then recently, I think Detroit Rap Daily posted that you guys got a purchase order for like $6,000 or something like that.
Yeah, that was crazy.
What was that all about?
So I was doing my research on it. I was trying to figure out if it was Jay or not. But it was, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a troll or not, but the 6K cleared, and we did a big order for it.
So somebody paid $6,000 for your last product?
For a bulk order.
Did my podcast have anything to do with that, man?
I don't know, man. Some people was hitting me up. They was like, hey, man, remember when I liked your picture? You owe me. I'm like, dang.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So the last run was a success. Now we got a new run coming up.
Yep.
Talk about some of the people that you've been able to get in network with, some people that you've been able to get shoes for. I have a pair of shoes that I'm holding for Sada Baby right now, a Tribe brand right now. Once me and him see each other again, I'm gonna be dropping those off to him.
And shout out to Sada for the simple fact, I don't want to cut you off. You can get right back into it. But shout out to Sada for like paying full price.
Yeah.
Sada didn't come asking me. He hit me. He seen it on Detroit Rap Daily. He hit the brand up. And he was like, hey, this is what we want to do. Shot me a text. And then I'm like, I'll show you some love just for wanting to pay. He was like, nah, I'm paying full price. Cashed up it right away.
Yeah.
And they pressed me about it when they came because he pre-ordered. So when they came, he waited. I've been in talk with his peoples and stuff. So shout out to his family, his people. Shout out to my cousins that know him too, the Chambers. So it just, all that kind of all mixed together. So
for sure. Talk about some other people that have been able to you've been able to network with and get these shoes across to.
So first person I want to shout out that started kind of the colorway wave was Vezo. So I did the cream tan ones, and he caught on to those. We know some mutual people. The purple colorway, like the muddy colorway, that's when that came about. You could probably find a picture with that shoe and the pins that he got out now. Yeah. It's all the promo together. Well, not together, but it's all the promo. And then we got Front Page. She got some. She killing it. She got her own store in Oak Park. So now we got the glasses in there. I'm trying to think. Who else? I always get cloudy when I'm trying to think of the different people. Sada, Vito from the city. I'm trying to think who else. Tia, she with Rock Nation. She got a whole bunch of stuff.
Man, it sounds like you're able to create these connections, obviously through your personality, and also because when you offer something that's actually worthy of being seen, that and people actually want it, it's easier to make those connections.
Currency got some.
Oh, cool.
Currency. I went out there, did he had for Essence Fest, he had a car show event, and he had vendors. I was one of the vendors. Yeah. And you will see that if you ever see a picture of me and Currency talking, we exchanging the shoes and all that. So
very cool.
He got a purple pair.
Yeah, like I was saying, a lot of people will message me and they're like, "Oh, bro, wear these or wear these and wear these." And I'm like, man, no disrespect, but the shit you're sending me, nobody's gonna want to rock any of this shit. Yeah. So when you reach out to people, it's a very easy going thing because the quality of the product and the fashion of the product is there. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Talk about talk about this new run right now, man. What's the inspiration for it, and how has the pre-sales been so far?
So the new run, I got a pair of the white and gray ones over here. Where the leather is right here is suede gray. It's all white and gray, and they went crazy. That's the one with the $6,000 order, and then another store, a local store in Pontiac, they bought a bulk of them too, and then we did a day of release. So people came there. We sold out the first day. I think we only had 2 pairs left. Cool. And then we sold out online as well. So it's just been a crazy run since last time we talked. So we just been I've just been finding my niche, finding my colorways, finding the styles that people like. So these ones pre-orders go be crazy. And then we working on something else. We got a purse. So I don't know if you've seen the purses. My niece, she interviewed with you, Zaire Dene.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it say comma on it.
Yeah.
We got different colors. They went crazy. So now we got a new one, more commas, and it's all black, but the quality is crazy. Girls going crazy online for it. So we gonna do a like a Valentine Day pop up somewhere local, and then have everybody come out and buy. So just going crazy with the higher quality releases.
So, are you guys able to pinpoint where the demographic is? Like, who's the majority of people that are purchasing most of your products?
I got the age group. So the age group is like 20 through 32, like where the bulk of the orders are coming from. It's kind of sprinkled all over the country. So what a lot of people don't know about me, I train mortgage professionals. So I do that in person, online, and a lot of mortgage professionals love my brand. So I had a lady spend like $400 or $500 on her grandson to buy it. I had another lady, she wasn't even a mortgage professional. She was in another state. I forget what state it was, but I did a post on Say Cheese, and she loved my story, like the way I explained it. And she bought her grandson some, and her grandson is a baby. I only have baby sizes. So she bought like the smallest size she could buy and was like, when he's old enough, he can wear these because I love your story. So people just love the story. People love the brand. So rather it's me or the story, people just coming from left and right.
Very, very cool, man. Now, I was wondering that because I was thinking about how big your Detroit demographic is. Is a lot of orders coming from Detroit?
Yeah, it's a lot of Detroit, Metro Detroit. So you would get, like, I got a strong following in Pontiac.
Cool.
But I do a lot for Pontiac as well too. Not just, I don't know, like being a face of Pontiac, but I've always given back to the community in different ways. It's funny, I made a post today talking about like you will never know how many people I've given to, whether it's financial opportunities or whatever you've seen. Like,
yeah.
Like how you didn't have to mention me hooking y'all up with that space.
Yeah.
Right? It's just I always find ways to connect people. I just like connecting dots. And even if I don't benefit directly from it, I always just like putting people in different positions.
For sure, man. Yeah, I was wondering that because I am noticing that a lot of Detroit brands are really killing it with their designs. Sometimes I'll be staring at these like $500 sweaters at Nordstrom and stuff, and I'm like, bro, my boy makes like $100 sweater that's way more fire than this. A lot of these Detroit brands are really, really just nailing it, all fashion sense, and the people that are delegating the business. I think it's about time, man. Like, to just start going towards Michigan-based brands.
I would say for like anybody, any brand out there, I would say focus on who's wearing it, where, like why is it being worn, who's wearing it, who's talking about it. That's where you can get Detroit. Because it's I was thinking about this the other day. I was having a conversation with a friend, and it got me thinking after that. Like, they was like, man, the hometown don't ever, or the people that know you don't ever support you. And I'm like, they're not supposed to support you. Not off back. I mean, they're supposed to, but they're not obligated to. And the reasons why, like, the people that know you directly know you here, but they know you more, like, your flaws and what you go through, and they're like, whatever, it's L. But the people who know you outside, they probably treat you way better than the people that know you. And it's just because of where you come from, who you are. And the same thing go for me. Like, the people who know me, they know little big head Julian who ran around. My head was too big for my body. I used to fall and stuff as a kid. So they look at me like, that's little Julian and he grew up. But then people who know me as a man, they only know me as a man. A lot of people don't really know your flaws. They don't know where you come from. So it helps them buy into what you're doing easier. So I always tell people, make your brand bigger than who you was.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 100%, man. That's a really good outlook on it. With everything that you've been doing so far, what's been the most noticeable moment for you from 2023 and up till now?
Selling out them shoes, man. For the simple fact, I give you a story. I got two different accounts. My personal account, which I manage money pretty well. And then my business account, I manage money well, but I was down to my last $100 in my business account. And I had the. You mind if I grab these?
Yeah, go ahead.
I had these right here. These ones, I wear these every single day, everywhere. I just be tearing them up. But I had these right here at the house. And I was looking at them. I'm like, man, how can I generate some money? So I just took some pictures of them, uploaded them online, went crazy. I got like 20, 25 orders off rip. I took like a couple dollars from that, invested in some marketing. It went more crazy. Then it did like 1,000 shares on Facebook, and then Say Cheese, and then just Detroit Rap Daily and other brands, and then different celebrities sharing it. So it just went. It was like a wildflower.
Yeah,
Fire.
I swear, man. I don't know what it is because I haven't done it yet, but I'm always skeptical of like selling something. Like, will I be able to sell something? I don't know if I'm just like, I don't know if I just undervalue myself, but sometimes I'll be like, damn, can I actually, like, could Kid L, could I actually sell something? Could I actually be like, yo, man, I got these t-shirts that are fire. Like, would they actually fucking sell?
So, and that's understandable. Like, it was easier for me to sell stuff because I started off as a rapper. So I needed merch. And when I was doing shows, I translated my merch to my clothing line, and I fell back on the music. I still do music and stuff. I still write for people and stuff, but I fell back on the music, and I focused on the clothing brand. And I used the same marketing tactics that I had in music, but I used it in clothing, and it obviously make more money directly, so I can reinvest into it. I would say, like, if I was in your shoes, because you know marketing, because you know podcasts, because you know, like, even if I don't know if you got a degree in like communications or not, but you talk to people, like you got more experience than the average somebody with a degree. So I would sell that. Like, I would sell how to market my stuff online. Hey, I got this class going on, $50, sign up, get on Zoom. You don't even have to sell a physical product. Yeah. You can make a course on Canva, and then do a live Zoom, do the presentation, and show people different ways and different tactics. And or you could do it for free. You could do like a mini version of it, have 100 people or 200 people get into a Facebook group or an Instagram group now, because Instagram offer them. You could do an Instagram group, have 100, 200 people sign up, do a free course, and then have them do testimonials. That's how they pay for it. Do a testimonial, and then you put it back out there and be like, hey, I'm doing a course for $50 on how to market a podcast or market your brand. Yeah. Now you got 100, 200 people vouching for you. That's your reviews. And then now you can make $50 off of 1,000 people and put them in a Zoom.
It's crazy. It's brilliant.
And you don't have to ever press up a shirt or buy any. You just using your intelligence from the last couple of years.
Yeah, that's fire as fuck. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. I'm gonna actually steal that whole strategy.
Go ahead, man. I'm free of charge.
What's been some? Have you been reached out by any other brands or businesses or anything like that? Is anybody trying to collaborate with you?
I think it's funny you say that. Like, people respect me, and other brands appreciate me and rock with me and show love, but I don't think a lot of people are in a competitive mindset, which I'm not. So I think that like I either have to come to somebody as a little homie, like, hey, I respect your brand, and can we work together? If not, nobody's gonna work with me. And I feel like smaller brands probably feel like they can't reach out to me because they probably look at me like, oh, he's killing it, he's too big for me to ever like try to collaborate with him. So there's that space. But again, I'm not in a competitive space. If anybody did want to work and it made sense, I'll be down to. But it would just have to make sense, because me and Wealthy could collab, right? And then nothing comes from it, just because our fan base or our supporters or clients don't mesh. So It's like, Wealthy brand might be like, the consumers of that might be like, what's a Chiefy Tribe? What's some more comments? I don't want to pay for that. And the same vice versa. But we both got strong followings. We both got people who rock with us. So it just, I think it had to take timing.
If you're starting a business in Michigan, particularly a clothing brand, is there a difference, do you think, from reaching an audience here than there is to other states and cities? Do you think the marketing approach is different from coming in when you're working in Detroit and Michigan?
Mm-hmm. I think, like, even though LA is high in fashion or New York is high in fashion, I feel like if people seen it, they'll just wear it. Because you got like skater culture, you got fashion, you got all these different cultures that people follow. Detroit is hip hop culture. It's strictly hip hop culture. And I know there's other things in Detroit that exist, but it all circulates around hip hop culture. And again, it's other things that can thrive, but the overall mindset, my consumer, is Detroit hip hop culture. And it doesn't matter, like, it could be I got homies out of town they be talking about Flint rappers and they be calling them Detroit rappers. And then you got people from other places, they be calling them Detroit, like people in different cities, Detroit rappers. When you come here, everybody separate their stuff. So it's really like, I think the Detroit culture or the hip hop culture here is really like, you gotta be bigger than life for people to mess with you. Yeah. I don't care if it's a rapper, I don't care if it's a clothing brand, even your podcast. It's 1,000 people doing what you do, but people come mess with you because they feel like it's bigger than life. Right, so they feel like they're getting. So I've had people walk up to me like, "Man, I seen you on that dude, the one guy, the L or the kid guy," and I'm like, "Kid L?" They're like, "Yeah, I seen you on his podcast." I'm like, I ain't know L was viewed that big, right? And not saying it in a like lowering you way. It's just we talk and I see everything that you do, but I know the backhand on the ground too. Like people look at me bigger than what I am, right. And I be like, man, there's so much back work that I got to do. So that's how I be viewing it. But you never know how people viewing you, man. So.
Yeah, you really don't, man. I remember because I haven't been going to the city too much often lately. I haven't found a reason to, just because I spent like fucking 6 straight years just grinding in and out, that I was like, oh my God, it was like, let's just zoom out and work outside of it for a little bit. But when I would go back in, I'd be like, oh fuck. I don't even realize how many people fuck with me when I go back into the city. Like I'll be standing at these parties or these parades and everybody like surrounding me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what is this shit? So for me, it is shocking to know what your reach is. Like sometimes when you're sitting on this couch, you don't realize it. Or sometimes if you have a shoe brand, you don't realize how many people seen it. I'm sure when Detroit Rap Daily posted you, we don't get to see how many people saw that post, but it's probably within over 100,000 people saw that.
You only see the likes.
Yeah, you only see the likes.
All right, cool, but like it's a lot of people that see your podcast that don't interact with it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like how many podcasts or how many Instagram comedians do you look at that you probably don't actually interact with?
All the time.
All the time. I've been following Desi Banks for years, and I was getting my haircut yesterday, and I just was scrolling through his page because I always look at his stuff, and I'm like, man, let me start liking his stuff, and it's not because it benefits me. The dude don't know me, but it clicked to me. I'm like, man, I don't ever interact with his stuff. What's the one guy? He funny than a mug. Kenny's funny salesman. I like his stuff. I interacted with him.
Yeah, Jack Funny. Huh?
Jack Funny.
Yeah.
And I've been following Jack Funny following him, and I don't even follow him. Like I never hit that follow button. But every time something come across his page, my homies, our group chat, we always sharing his stuff. So it's like you put in like I wonder how many people interact with my stuff or view my stuff without actually interacting.
You know what's wild about that is everybody that interacts with whatever I'm doing, I know a majority of who's interacting with what I do or commenting or sharing or being a part of it, or people that hate on me or people that are on another page hating on me or showing support to me. Like you just can just scroll right through it and see everybody that's supporting you, not supporting you, and everything like that. So at the end of the day, even though I don't go ahead and like and comment sometimes I wish I did, because I know in a year when I see that person in person, they're gonna be like, "You didn't support you, man. You didn't even like or comment on my post." So, and I do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll be like, somebody will be like, hit me up to come work with me or come do something. I'm like, man, you never even liked or commented on my post.
But
and it seems lame to say that, but dude, that's like, okay. Let me ask you a question. What other type of interaction are we gonna have? Like, I met you through social media, or I found your page through social media. You liking my post or commenting on my post is the same way as if you were at my comedy show or something, laughing at my joke or saying, "Yo, I see you," or even pulling up on me in the first place. So I know people think comments and likes are nothing, but no, it's a way of interacting with somebody. Like, I'm supporting you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a way of support.
Yeah,
it's a way of support, and like I try to. If you don't show up on my time, not you, but just in general, if somebody I rock with don't show up on my timeline, then there's nothing I could do.
No.
But like E-Boy, I don't know if you know E-Boy.
Yeah,
he comes across my page. I try to like and comment everything he does. You come across my page, I try to like and comment. Funny Salesman, Kenny, Jack Boy, is it Jack
Funny?
Jack Funny. I try to like his stuff when I see it, but again, it's so much stuff that I don't see because I don't actually follow him. Yeah. But like you said, you like that follow, that like, that comment and share is some type of social currency.
It is a social currency. Yeah. It is a social currency. Talk about your process right now. You're an entrepreneur as far as the fashion and stuff's going, but you said you work a job as well.
Yeah, yep. So I I'm in the mortgage industry, right? So I do training for mortgages. I train mortgage brokers, loan officers, processors, real estate agents. They just released our numbers. I think I've trained over 22,000 just last year. I've been in the business for 4. I've been training people for 2, and just last year we trained over 22,000. I've interacted with like 28,000.
Wow.
Just all last year. So that's just a whole nother thing as well too, because the mortgage industry is a whole nother world. Like you can go be an account executive, or you can go flip houses, or you can go rent out houses, or you could be a loan officer, a mortgage broker, a real estate agent, a process. It's so much, and that's just like the basics. I haven't even named everything else. So it's so much stuff that you can do, and outside of just, I gotta go buy that home and rent it out. Like, it's so many things in the real estate world that you can get your hands on and make a nice living.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
For all the upcoming fashion designer entrepreneurs that are watching this, day 0, they want to come up with a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. They want to sell the t-shirt. What's the walkthrough for them to start selling their product?
I would say, come up with like 2 or 3 different designs, print them out all on the same. Like if it's a hoodie, print them out all on the same hoodie. If it's a t-shirt, print them out all on the same t-shirt, and let close people around you just pick whichever one is the best one. And not just anybody, but if you got some homies or homegirls that's into fashion, be like, which one you like out of these? Don't let them even know what it is. Just let them pick. Like, which one, if you seen in the mall, which one would you buy? Why would you buy that? What makes you like that? What you don't like about it? And I break it down, take that one design, and then I would get it on as many people as I can. Now, mind you, this is something that I haven't done, that I've always had in the back of my mind. Print out 50 of them, go up to a college or a high school and just give them away. And then give the kids your social media. Be like, hey, tag this page. Now you got free promo. And now you can recycle that, do pre-orders, and then have more people market it.
Yeah, that promo, man. Having other people just get the word out for you is a huge thing. Social media is just insane, bro. Yeah. It's just such an insane marketing tool, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because you get so much information. You could utilize it just to scroll, or you could utilize it to learn. Like I do a lot of, it's this thing called Thread Education on YouTube, and I learned so much about different brands, whether it's the Burberrys. Like a lot of people don't know that Burberry was Burberry's all the way up until like the 80s or 90s. They got rid of the S. They didn't have a pattern until it was always on the inside. They didn't have it on the outside until a lady who worked there at the store, she put it on the umbrella, and then they started demanding for it. So it's like just different brands. They got different stories and why they're there. So I always study that. I'm studying different brands, and I always tell people like books, right? So if I want to be a superior man, I tell people I'm superior, and they're like, "What you mean you superior?" I'm like, "I'm the most superior man." And they're like, "Well, how can you be superior?" I'm like, "Go read The Way of the Superior Man." I'd be like, "I'm the richest man in Pontiac. I'm the richest man in Detroit. I'm the richest man in Michigan. I'm the richest man in the country, the world." They're like, "What you mean you're the richest man?" I'm like, "Go read The Richest Man in Babylon," right? And that's just learn like from different types of things. So I tell people, if you want to know how to become that, go get those books, and it'll teach you how to become that. Yeah. If you want to become, like my brand is the most contagious brand out there. Every time you see this feather, you see a 13, or you see a circle, or you see tribe, or you see commas, you go think of me. You go think of my brand. Like it's going to always go back to that, because my brand is the most contagious brand.
For sure.
So go read the book Contagious.
That's when you're talking about these things, that's where passion comes from, right? So well, if anybody's dream is only to make money, it's hard for them to wake up and dedicate themselves to certain things, because they don't really give a damn about the thing that they're dedicating themselves to. They just care about the outcome, which is the cash, right? But if you actually care about fashion, then every day you're going to wake up and be like, man, I got these new design ideas. I got these new things. I want to test them out. I want to see what people think about it, and all these types of things. I think people get caught up in the trap of just thinking about the money, and that's why they can never get to the actual, part Z of the plan. Start from A and start the product to Z to actually getting the product from it up, a profit from it. So that's a message for everybody to just remember to make sure you give a fuck about what you're actually doing when you do it.
Even to you. How many times have you wanted to give up, and when you was just about to give up but you kept going, something happened?
Yeah.
Every single time, because it's really not the money. Like, it'll be times you probably making the most money you ever made. It'll be times that you probably like, man, I ain't making as much money as I used to. But those be the golden times. The times when you're not making money, is the times that you get the best opportunities because you've already put up 100 shots, and now it's finally the money just gonna keep coming and going.
Oh, yeah.
So that's why I tell people like don't. When I say don't focus on the money, pay your bills, take care of yourself, but don't worry on $10,000 or $100,000 or $1 million. That's all gonna come. Focus on like the impact and getting to every time a celebrity came to me or I met with a celebrity or however the interaction happened, it was never money. It was always just the opportunity that just presented itself due to me, all the work I've done.
Yeah, it's a long process too, and that's another thing about it. It's not like it happens overnight, right? It takes time. I think people are chasing the dream of seeing, the one-hit wonders on the internet and just going like, oh, I think if I just go viral overnight or viral over the week, that will work out. But I think the slow grind is the best grind. It takes longer, man, but you're getting to develop all the tools that it takes to have consistency and longevity in the game. Instead of it being a one-night, overnight, you somehow hit, and then you're not prepared for it all. And most of those people end up like super, super depressed or like just fall off instantly.
You ever heard of Rude, RHUDE? It's a clothing brand. So 2011, 12, 13, somewhere around there, Kendrick Lamar wore their shirt. They put that shirt out. They made their first 6 figures. They made 200,000 instantly. Dude said he went and bought the most expensive car he could buy and went broke. He forgot to invest into his brand. I mean, his brand is still around today, so obviously he found a way to survive. But that goes to what you're saying. Even look at the rappers. Like, look at all the hottest rappers that come from groups. Go pick any rappers, group of rappers from Detroit, from the Bay, from down south, from the East Coast, Midwest, whatever. And you'll see that the person that was the hottest first, they still might be hot, but it's that person that you wasn't paying attention to that's hot right now.
Yeah.
That you always, and not taking away from neither one of those people, but just look at it, be like, man, that person was always in the background.
That's how Skilla Baby was, man. I'm telling you, Skilla Baby was so unpredictable for me. I used to film him at Sada's basketball games 2017, and he was just skilling me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just playing basketball. I heard he rapped a little bit, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, you know what I'm saying? He signs a $2 million deal or $3 million deal with Interscope, and I was like, what the? Even when he did it, I was almost like, Skilla? Like, what? And then it was the guy who, again, he was just sticking to business and laying low, and he just kept his head down until it was time to come up, and when he came up, it was boom.
Look at V's.
Yeah,
is V's, right?
Yeah,
man. I've never listened to V's, and not because I never really cared for him or didn't like him. I just never heard nothing. Like nobody was like, listen to this dude, and then randomly I've been hearing that song, Fire Drill. This is not a drill. And I'm like, man, with it, I still don't even know it. I just hear the song in my head all the time. I put that on my 2024 grinding playlist. So I make a playlist every quarter, and I'm like, this song, I'm like, this is hard. So again, just looking at them people. Look at Pay. Payroll wasn't the standout rapper at Doughboys.
Yeah.
And then he got the longest career out of all of them. Look at, just anybody that's popping. Like you said, Skilla. Look, now he making all the bad girl anthems. Like every song, every quarter, you got to.
You know what's kind of crazy about? Because I got to spend a lot of time with Skilla and Sada. I was coming up with 2017 when I was working with Sada Baby. Everybody around me was like shocked. They're like, "You're working with him? He's blowing up. He's blowing up, but he didn't blow up yet. Everybody's like, he's going to blow up. He's going to blow up. It was never that he blew up yet." So I watched that process for like 3 years. Everybody saying he's going to blow up, and then he blew up. With Skilla, that's why it was so confusing, because it was out of nowhere. It was literally like you seen him gradually building, and then like you see like certain hit songs like okay, and then bang. You know what I'm saying? So it was completely different from everybody's gradually saying somebody's gonna blow up to versus somebody where it's like you don't know if it's gonna happen or not, and then it just happens. Very different processes, man. The rap games, you know something interesting. I seen you had a rap career, right? You talk about, and you still work on music, but you worked at Cash Doll, which is crazy, man.
Yeah,
she was in the liquor store with you guys, and you guys were going ham together. What was that experience like?
That was like that was in Pontiac, man. I try not to, and again, I say there's nothing ever happened between me and Cash Doll, but I try to say it out of respect because she's a mother, she's a she has a guy and stuff like that, so I try not to make it seem like I speak in an infatuated way. But I mean, she was just phenomenal to work with, man. Phenomenal. Her and her manager, shout out to what's her manager, or was
Joseph?
No.
Chanel?
Chanel. Shout out to Chanel. I'm gonna tell you a story about Chanel that a lot of people don't know. They pulled up to that photo shoot And Cash Doll was Cash Doll. Like the life of the party, ready to shoot, lit. Chanel got out handling business and she was pregnant. I don't know if this was her recent baby or she had another one after that, but she was pregnant. I said, yo, I'm like, you good? She was like, yeah, let's get to business. And I was like, I was like, I've never seen, I've had it like, I've watched somebody have a child, my child, right? And I know how much I've watched children, relatives. That's not no easy task. So shout out to Chanel for that. I've never got a chance to tell that story. I don't like speaking on women pregnant as well. So again, that could be a sensitive topic. But I just wanted to say, like, shout out, salute.
She talked about that on the podcast.
Yeah,
she was going through, like, she was working even during her pregnancy.
Yeah, that and I can vouch for that. Everybody in that video seen that woman get out that car, and she's like, "All right, come on, we got to do X, Y, Z."
She's probably the only one of the only managers that I've met that made me feel like a real business person. I'm talking to a real business person because you ever like I used to work for law offices and stuff. When you're dealing with law offices, you're dealing with multi-million-dollar law firms and stuff. You really meet some highly educated people and. When you translate to the rap game, Chanel's one of the only people that I ever met that made me feel like I was dealing with a real professional, like at that level. You know what I'm saying? To orchestrate everything, to say things the way that they're supposed to be said, to have like a certain just a certain tone to her voice that it's like, oh my God, she's like behind the scenes and knows everything. Like no joke about it.
She on top of it. I seen her when it's the ghost. They trying to, hey, all the ghosts out there, if you trying to buy my clothes, I got you covered, man.
She's about to fly out.
Nah, but yeah, shout out to her. I seen her in so many different scenes, and that was the first time me and her worked together per se. You know what I mean? Just dealing with Cash Doll as well.
For
and
sure.
she just dropped something too, so she about to go crazy.
KD?
Yeah, she about to. I could. Anybody could speak on her good or bad, and she still go win. She's gonna forever win. So
legendary, man.
Legendary.
So you got shoes and you got a purse.
My fault.
Oh yeah.
And with that, Payroll was on that song too.
Okay.
He just wasn't in the video. So I try to get. People always ask me, they're like, "Man, why you always shout out Payroll?" Because as a rapper, or a former rapper, writer, whatever, like, and I still put out music randomly, but I know how hard it is to put out music, and then when your music is thorough, how hard it is to get people that latch on. So every chance I get, just knowing, like, I listen to Dog, and I remember when, like, he was second on my list. So Nip was first on my list as far as rappers that I listen to motivate me. Pay was second on my list as far as current rappers. So I try to always get Dog hit. Like, anytime I get shine, I try to shine it back on him so people can go listen to him. Even if somebody who watching this interview, if they never heard of him, go listen to him. Like, that's one of the most motivational people. I remember I was selling cars and I was doing some stuff on the side, and I remember I was trying to hustle up to a 10. I got a Challenger. I was bumping Nip and Payroll. So before Nip passed, I was bumping Nip and Payroll. So that's why I always shout him out, try to make sure he get his just due. And again, I'm not saying like I'm bigger than him or he bigger than me, but I just try to make sure that.
No, I respect that too, man. Even when you talk about Nipsey Hussle and these people who are like go-getter music, right? I'm noticing that the less I'm listening to this drill music and this rah-rah music, and I'm focusing on music with actual substance, lyrics, and motivation behind it, that it actually does change how I proceed the day.
Yeah.
Which a lot of people don't realize that, man. Like, everything you're consuming, from the music to the movies, any type of entertainment you're consuming, is actually affecting you slightly in some type of way for how you're going to progress throughout your day. So for me, I'm actually listening to a lot of like self-balance stuff, like inner balance, and also a lot of like, you know, fundamentals on how to orchestrate my professional career as well.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
So
that's
this is
perfect.
crazy ass, violent ass rap music all the time, bro. Like, I'm not gonna say it's gonna make you go do something violent, but it's definitely not gonna make you go do something beneficial or positive with yourself right there.
Exactly. And the crazy part about that is, if you come from that, I get, not you, but I'm just saying the rapper, the artist, if you come from that, I get that, if that's the picture you paint, or if you understand how to paint that story and you never was a shooter, but you know how to paint that story, I get it. I just really don't be respecting the guys who never came from it, just looking at it like, oh, I can make drill music to make some money, and now you dumping that into the economy, And like we said, social currency is spiritual currency as well. So like you taking that in every day, I'm taking it in every day, and I'm listening to people who don't even, they go home and live the best life and not in those environments. I'd be like, hey, just tone it down a little bit. And it's so much more stuff that you can rap about that you actually know about. Leave that up to the shooters and the killers, because it's people in time. There's people in jail doing time for that. It's people who lost their life to that. Good or bad, the shooter or the victim or innocent bystander. So I always, not to preach, but I just always try to tell dudes, like, if you ain't about that life, you ain't gotta rap about it. It's other stuff to do. So
it's interesting. We had Vezo on the podcast. The episode hasn't released yet, but one interesting we talked about that same discussion, and he said that he'd rather it be like that, though, that the people who aren't doing it are rapping about it, only because he's like, I'd rather it stop that people are actually doing these actions and rapping about it than the people who are doing it, like, than people actually doing the actions and doing it. He's like, I'd rather have people fake it these days, because I'd rather just not have people doing that shit in the first place.
Right.
Which is a good concept at the end of the day, but the reality of the circumstances, people are profiting off of something that they have no experience in.
Let's do this. And nothing to take away from what he said, but imagine if it was fake videographers or fake podcasters and just taking up the space for the real podcasters, for the real videographers. Now they got to stick to doing whatever they was doing before that, right? So I get that viewpoint, but I say let the real ones rap about it, so they don't have to go. It's so much, and again, the money, it's enough money in it for everybody, but let the real people say, hey, I ain't never did it a day in my life, and I'm just rapping about it.
Yeah, as long as you admit that you're lying.
Yeah. And let them go make the millions of dollars. Yeah. And get out of the street and take their friends and family out of the street. So now it's less shooters on the street, and now they could change their environment. Now the little kids that's coming up under them, looking at them, they don't want to be shooters no more. Now they want to go probably be their lawyer or their security guard, or maybe they want to go design clothes and all that. So I get that viewpoint of it, but if you're not about that, then go rap about something else and let the people who are about that get out of that life.
For sure, I agree with that.
Yeah,
that's actually a really, really well said point about that, man. I like the direction, like I said, the fashion's going, the music's going. I feel like everything that Detroit's doing right now, from the fashion to the music to even the movies are stepping up now, that the media hub is finally having an infrastructure, and it's being built very, very well. And you're going to be a part of that process when you bring in these new designs and everything like that. What do you think? Where do you think Chiefy Tribe brand is going to be in about 2 years?
2 years, is really a purpose brand. So it's strictly like, my idea for it is, I was thinking about this morning. I don't want to be in the limelight. I don't like interacting. I got a daughter, and I want to like we talked on the way coming in. I lost my dad, lost 2 other family members within the last 2-3 months, and I really just want to focus on family. And when I say I don't want to be in the limelight, like, that comes with so much more. You've seen it for yourself, like positive but negativity. People glorify you, so what stems from that? The people who don't glorify you, now they want to hate you and want to create narratives, and when they see you out, they feel away. I really don't like all that. So within the next 2 years for my brand, I hope I plan on getting to the point of making it a purpose brand, making it to where the high school kids, the college kids, people who are in fashion can rock it, but it still gives some type of purpose, like giving back to breast cancer awareness, giving back to homeless, giving back to the kids who can't really afford, and creating an exclusiveness about it as well. Yeah. So, like, I want people to feel fly when they're wearing it, but I also don't want to break people's pockets when they wear it as well. So it's kind of like a premium purpose brand.
For sure, man. Very cool that there's a meaning to it. It's not just the design. I like the feather aspect of it. What is the feather? What's behind the feather, man?
So real quick, a lot of people, nobody ever has heard me say I'm from Detroit. Okay. Because I'm from Pontiac, but I was born in Detroit, 7 Mile and Biltmore. I don't say it because there's people over there. There's real stories over there. I moved when I was a kid to Pontiac, and Pontiac is a leader. He's a chief. Oh. So that's where you get Chiefy Tribe.
Pontiac's a leader?
Yeah, so if you look up, like, the Indian chief Pontiac, he's a chief, he's a leader. So being a chief Chiefy is like being a leader for your tribe. So that's with the whole representation of it. So the feathers mean leadership, the circle represents your tribe, and then the 13 represent number of elevation.
Very cool, man.
Yep. So
damn, I thought the whole time it was about smoking weed.
no, and people who smoke weed, they be like, man, I'm Chiefy Tribe. Like, go out for it. I was working on a weed strand a couple years ago, and I wanted to dive into that, but my brand, I want to get this brand, the purpose brand, pushed first. I don't want it to cloud, like the weed brand, to cloud it and everything. So hopefully, if somebody got an idea or got some type of connection, we can make that work. I would let her do that. But for right now, it's all about purpose. And like I said, I was raised in Pontiac. I spent a couple years out in Houston. I graduated high school out in Houston, but my storyline is mostly Pontiac, Michigan.
Very cool, man. Yeah. Is there anything you want to promote? Is there any products we got coming? We got. I mean, obviously the new line is dropping soon.
Yeah, so we got the shoes. Again, is very great quality. Some of the best shoes you'll wear. I promise you, when you put these on, the quality is next level. Like, you will feel it. The style is there. The everything about it. And again, when you wear it, it means something. It's not just fashion. It means like you rep your tribe. When I wear these, when you wear them, when we walking around, you doing it not just for you, but you're doing it for the people that you work with. You're doing it for the people that's a part of your family, your loved ones, your city, your community. So again, your culture. So whenever you wear these, it's not just strictly about me. It's about you doing it. So if I see L in them, I'm like, dang, you repping your tribe. So it may not be Chiefy Tribe, but you repping your tribe. So that's what I want people to know when they wear these. And then the Murakama bags, when they come out, they real black, like just all black, gold, premium. It's going to be fire. So we announced the pop-up coming up soon. The pre-order start for these like on January 12th. If the time hasn't passed, it would have been out January 12th.
Tomorrow. So
and then January 12th, we dropping these. We doing numbers in these. And I'm telling you, it's a cream, black, off-white bottom. This is, again, next level. Everybody who's purchased the gray ones, the white gray ones, they said they not going back to nothing else. They want to wear these. They comfortable. I had a guy throw his Jordans out, like literally threw his Jordans out and threw on these. So
cool, man. We
got that on video too. So again, I thought that would have been some great marketing if I could come up with it, but he did it on his own. So
yeah. I feel like I did that, man.
Yeah, you did too.
Yeah, then I did too.
So he bit off of you. Yeah, you threw yours out. I forgot about that. You threw yours out.
I don't know if they were Jordans or Forces that I threw out. I can't remember.
But
yeah, it was fire.
And people been showing you love.
Yeah.
Hella love. Like Power Moves. What's that? Power
Moves only. Debo Scotty, man. Shout out my boy Debo Scotty.
Shout out Debo Scotty. But just shout out all the brands. Not saying do it, but I'm just saying shout out to all the brands, I was going to be funny and come on here and be like, F Wealthy, Power Moves only, like just being funny and then saying I'm showing love because of the Cat Williams thing.
Oh yeah.
So
man.
I was gonna be funny doing that, but I'm like,
how Detroit is though, man. Yeah. Sometimes you can joke around and like it works out, but then sometimes you joke around and it was like, what the fuck? Fuck this motherfucker, and then it's like you get fucking you're outcasted and shit.
Yeah. I'm low key a comedian. People don't know that about me. I do stand up with nobody watching. so people don't laugh and people don't boo me. So I got it. Yeah.
Got a tape recorder that just plays back laughter and shit.
Yep, exactly. So but on a serious note, these shoes pre-order start on the 12th, and then we will release the purses. It will be a pop-up. It's only gonna be 100 purses, so it's very limited. If you see somebody with them, it's one of 100.
How much are the purses?
The purse is gonna be 130.
God damn.
Nah, that's perfect price. That's a low price.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, that's a low price. Because the ones we sold before that, we sold over 100 of those. It was like $75, $100. But the quality not even. It's like the widest gap. So I wanted to make sure I didn't hit them over the head. It's purchase that cost $400 or $500. It's not the stand on Louis, but Louis, they got bags for like $1,200, $1,500. That's not as good a quality as this.
Damn.
Yep. So
cool, man.
Yeah.
I look forward to it, man. I look forward to the drops, seeing the results of the drops, man. It's always good talking to you and seeing the new innovation that you guys come up with and the support from the city that you're getting. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, High Level Visuals, shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.